What is up? Your microphone's off.
Yeah, I know it was, brother. I like
Oh,
to keep it muted while the intro is playing. That way, I'm not bleeding over.
gotcha. Oh man, what a day.
Yeah. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Culling the Nerd with brother Cortex and co-host
Yeah, I'm
Byronofsidius, the Grand Bishop
trying to
of
figure out the
Insanity.
direction here. Yeah,
All
Byronofsidius this way.
right, how you doing, brother? Um, this morning was a cavalcade of nonsense in this house. I don't know what got into my boys, but they were just bottomless pits this morning. Holy shit!
Just kept
Like
eating, huh?
just kept just with every other sentence out of my older boy's mouth. Dad, I'm hungry. I just gave you a bowl of cereal. Did you already finish? Did you spill it again? No, I finished. Oh, okay. Do you want a cheese stick? Yeah, okay. Give him a cheese stick. He plows through that. Like I'm not like just barely even pausing to taste the food. He's just I don't know what was up with him. But his little brother, who's only 3,
Consumption.
he's the same way. I think it's because the last few days they've been sick. They haven't had much of an appetite, and now their little bodies are recovering and going, "Feed me!" Holy God!
Nutrients.
Yeah, you want to talk about like you don't understand or appreciate hunger until you see a little kid go through it. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is vicious. Like if we were back in the Stone Age, this is a couple of kids who would have been grabbing rocks and finding whatever had a pulse, smashing it over the head so they could devour it.
Yeah.
Put it on the fire, Daddy. I'm hungry.
And I'm pretty sure she was a mountain lion or a saber tooth at some point.
Hi, Lily. Oh, Lily. So the pretty kitty.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was super happy to see her daddy when she came home, or when I came home, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on the couch. She was like rolling on her back and stuff, looking up at me.
Please, sir, may I have some cuddles?
Yep. No, like, no, I'm hungry, bitch. Get over here. Fill my bowl up.
That's a good thumbnail you picked for today too. I like that
Yeah.
stylized art of it. I'm gonna take a quick second peek at this thumbnail
Yeah.
too because I thought I saw something there. Okay.
A lot of the
Um.
old FPS heroes, like Duke Nukem and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Duke in there.
I
Is
think
that
there's a
Serious Sam?
yeah, Serious Sam, Postal
Yeah.
Guy.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
I think the Doom Marines in there too. They're Doom Slayer.
So, have you read or heard anything about our boy Henry Cavill possibly signing on to play Cyclops?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there's it's rumors. It's only rumors right now at this stage, but
Are we
there's
talking like
whisperings.
X-Men Cyclops?
Yes, X-Men Cyclops. There's again, it's all rumor mill right now. There's nothing
I
confirmed
think he
about
was
it.
a better I think he was a better Logan than anything.
That's another name that's been in the mix in terms of rumors. The overall the only thing we can confirm right now through various sources is that Marvel/Disney is trying to talk him into coming on board for some kind of X-Men presentation or film in development. But they haven't even got anything written for this purported project. So I'm holding a great big heaping chunk of salt, not a grain, a chunk of it, so that we can see what exactly happens later on down the road. Because it seems
So I'm
like
telling, man.
every time this poor guy gets attached to or gets in talks with people about doing something in nerd culture, he gets steamrolled or undercut, and we end up just feeling defeated afterwards. Look at what happened with The Witcher. It
Mm-hmm.
was it was something that should have been a victory for those of us who enjoy that form of fiction. And it ended up being a complete and utter loss at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. It it was really starting to stray away from the original image.
Big time. And as I understand it, The Witcher 4 is going even further afield from that. So it's like, look, you people got to understand if you're going to continue to slay our beloved intellectual properties like Bruce Bolton would, a prisoner of war, we're eventually just going to turn aside and say, nah, we're done.
I mean, it's already happening, you know. Especially with from what I'm hearing with Veilguard, a lot of people are not happy with that. With I guess
No.
yeah.
There's a lot of folks. I mean, Skill Up did a review video saying point blank, I cannot recommend this, especially if you're a fan of previous games.
Of course,
Don't
IGN would
bother.
give it a 9 out of 10.
Well, of course, because IGN is the modern audience. Look, there it's no longer a Sasquatch. It's not the Yeti. It's not Bigfoot. We have identified the modern audience. It's a bunch of septum ring, blue-haired anons who like to shriek and howl about anything that does not conform to their precious worldview. And if
Hmm.
something does conform to their precious worldview, they will glaze it as hard as humanly possible. They will drop to their knees and suck that particular digital cock until it explodes all over their face in rainbow confetti and monkeypox. Because let's
Good
face it,
God. You even went
that's
as
what's
far as monkeypox. Good Lord.
fuck yes. I
Oh
am
God.
past the point of giving a shit.
That's horrible.
I realize I've skirted right up to the border the last few calling the nerds, but I've decided to take a nice big jump over that fucking line. I don't care anymore.
So I guess it's being confirmed that 28 years later is going to be a thing.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Whoa. Man, it's been a long time since I saw the first 28 days later.
So I got the argument of what do we consider the quote unquote zombies and or infected of 28 days to 28 weeks? Because everybody's
Oh,
like, oh my God, they're zombies. Oh my God, they're infected. My argument's
um,
they're infected.
okay. I don't think they're zombies per se.
No,
I,
I
I
don't
would
either.
not. I wouldn't classify them as zombies. They even in the first movie, the researchers
Hmm.
refer to it as a rage
The rage
virus.
virus, correct.
This it strikes me as more akin to the virus that we see in that comic book series that you brought up a number of times, Crossed,
Crossed, yep.
where these people they've had all of their inhibitions not only removed, but the difference with the rage virus versus what we see in Crossed is it isn't just that their inhibitions have been removed. It's they become actively hostile toward all other non-infected human life.
Yep.
Um, I think that's the big difference between the two properties. With 28 days and weeks later, you don't have undead because these human beings still need to function based on standard biological processes. They still need
Yep.
to eat. They still need to intake water. If they don't, they will keel over and die.
They'll starve to death.
Right. And the reason so
And
many
that
of them
does
do end
wind
up
up happening in 28 weeks
right
later.
because so many of them they're so overtaken with this impulse to track down, hunt, kill.
Or
Um,
infect,
they
rather.
they
But
they, they completely forget to actually tend to their survival needs.
hmm.
They're in a sort of a kamikaze mode.
Yep.
When the joke is made in various cartoons or television shows and films, especially like Family Guy, when Quagmire was pretending to have descended from a Japanese kamikaze pilot and starts screaming in Japanese while plunging the plane down for the glory of the emperor. You know, these guys, they were, and it's been confirmed through historical analysis of their blood and their remains that these guys were hopped up on so many drugs that it completely destroyed their self-preservation instinct. If you have no self-preservation instinct, you're going to do whatever you can to kill the enemy because nothing is holding you back from doing what you need to do to accomplish the mission and still remain alive in the aftermath. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, that's the thing between like a zombie and an infected person is a zombie doesn't necessarily have a means to survive. Essentially, like they're just a rotting corpse that usually are shambling in most cases because they're rotting
Proper,
away.
proper ones shamble. I'm sorry. I
Yep.
hate running zombie. Well, okay, I don't hate them. I prefer shamblers.
I mean, to a degree, I still like the sprinting zombies, but they're not zombies. Like, I like the sprinting infected per se. There's just
Yeah,
something about them that's creepy. Like in the opening shot of 28 Weeks Later, you could see the one chick. She's like opening up like these. I want to say they were like towels or sheets in between the boards, and then she finally meets and locks eyes with an infected that's been standing there, and it breaks through the boards and pulls her arm out and bites onto it.
yeah,
So like, it's just that utter dread of if I go outside, I'm absolutely fucked. There's no getting away from these guys unless I have a
right.
car. But like zombies, at least I can get around them more of an obstacle than anything.
Right, the difference of fear because with the sprinters, the fear is they are still capable. They're very
Hmm.
physically capable of damaging, wounding, biting, killing you, and their agility and strength is still a factor. Whereas, so that's more of a jump scare or a fear of the known. You absolutely know this is a threat. Whereas with shamblers, with the slow moving zombies, it's more of a mounting dread, an
Hmm.
inevitable atmospheric fear. Because sure, you can get in a car and
And
drive away,
claustrophobia, of
and,
course.
and right and mow them down, and yet
Hmm.
you're claustrophobic, you're confined, and that's where the building dread comes in for me and for most audiences with the shambler type of zombie is there's a sense of inevitability of no matter where you go, no matter how well equipped you are, no matter how well armed you are, how many people are in your group, eventually this will be your fate. You will become one of these things unless someone in your group is willing to take a deep breath, clench their teeth, and when they know you've either been bitten or you're about to die, they put a bullet through your brain. They do something to
Well,
destroy your head meat.
there's still natural means of dying. I mean, even like raiders or marauders shooting you and looting you, but
Right, right. That's a
um
whole other
yeah.
facet of terror.
So I guess my thing is with that is like with the infected, why it makes them more scary is they're not just shambling around like mindless corpses. They're actually actively hunting you down.
Right, and that's I'd say that's the advantage in terms of fear. For
Like in
the
28 Days Later, at least, when Cillian Murphy shot the one infected's chains off because the soldiers had an infected in their backyard who had turned.
Mhm.
It was raining and lightning and thundering during the night, like at the very end of the movie. And I believe he was a sergeant, but there's at one point where he's standing in a window and it's just thundering and lightning. And there's a guy on the other side of this window, and that sergeant is stalking his prey before he breaks through that window.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
it's creepy,
yeah,
and, and
that's
that's what
the
I mean
creep
by
factor right there.
that's why I say that that's the advantage. That is the advantage that the infected have. Like the advantage for the shamblers is the dread and the inevitability. The advantage for the infected is they can still think.
Hmm.
They can still reason and use tools of their environment to say, "You think you're safe? I'm going to kill you." The more capable an infected it is before they were infected, the greater you are fucked. The dildo of death seldom arrives unlubed.
Well, I mean,
Sorry,
they're
seldom
more on
arrives lubed.
animal instinct, but like they like especially the parkouring ones.
Right, but the point is they still have the capacity to reason.
Yes, yeah, to a degree. Whereas
Right.
like something like Cross, they still use guns and still drive vehicles.
Right, right. Where those ones are just like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, you think you're safe? No, 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 no. We have tools at our disposal. You're going to be one of us soon, and then we're going to rape you
yeah,
after. Oh
or
shit,
eat
we're
you.
under. Sorry, we're under half an hour, and I used the grape term.
You
Instant
said
shadow
grape,
ban.
YouTube. Grape.
All
You
right,
meant grape.
look,
You know.
this is.
Hold on. You meant grape. Grape.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Fuck. He understands what I meant. Shit. Look, I hate this facet of
Grape. Grape.
segment. Look, there have been so many times where I have wanted to say, can we just ditch YouTube and find some other place to stream to? Because I get really frustrated with all of the all of the boundaries that are never actually clarified. That's the most frustrating thing is
I
that
feel like they just make them up as they come.
they do. That's why the terms of service are so and the community guidelines are so vague because they want to be able to say on one day or the other, well, here's what's allowed, and here suddenly is not what's allowed. So if you
Yeah.
happen to cross a boundary
Like
that
unalive and other terms. Yeah.
oh, I hate
I
that.
hate hearing that so badly.
Yep,
Like,
because it's
oh
like, wait a minute,
God, it
not
cringes me. It pains me when I hear that.
it's not only because it's like, wait a minute, you're self censoring in order to make sure that YouTube doesn't come down on your head with the ban hammer or paint you with the broad brush of uh, driving your engagement or visibility into the goddamn ground. It's it's infuriating because we know there are alternatives, but the alternatives are not yet up to speed. They're not yet up to par with the reach
Anytime I
and the.
hear that term, this is what goes through my mind right here.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Every time.
You can count on Penn Jillette to always have a good, quick snap in there.
Every time I hear that, man, it just, oh God, it irks me. It irks me so bad.
The gentleman unalived himself. No, he blew his fucking brains out with a toe trigger and a shotgun. He
Or
painted behind him with a bullet.
the movie explained in so long, like, you know, those types of videos. And they'll call like a gun, like what they call the gun. They had
Pew
another
pew.
term, a pew pew, or there was another one. It was like equalizer or some shit. No, it was another term they had. It was like something multiplier. I forget how they used it.
Body piercing multiplier? I don't know.
Oh no, man.
Because Lord
It
knows
was
that's a big
like
hoax.
the way they said it though was so stupid. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I had to watch the video. I'm like, oh, a gun.
Or here's one that I never really understood because I don't know the original reference. I've heard it alluded to a few times. When people say he was Minecrafted or this so and so person Minecrafted themselves, like are you trying to say committed suicide? Was that what you're aiming toward? And I've been told, well, yeah, that's kind of what it's indicating or implying. Okay, look, George Carlin back in the 90s.
Does this count as Minecrafted?
Allahu Akbar.
Yes. We are the religion of peace. Now stand still while we blow you up.
so fucking dumb, dude.
I am willing to say, for anyone in our audience who is not already aware of it or familiar with the fact, I am what is referred to oftentimes as a lapsed Catholic, also known as just a modern day Protestant Christian. I don't make a whole lot of fluff about my faith or religion because it's no one else's business and it's not my place to lump it onto somebody else's head. End of statement. I don't need to do that. That's not my place.
Right.
Conversely, I am sick and fucking tired of people making all kinds of excuses and defenses for
Or
a
like
bunch of people
nicknames
who
or
claim,
words.
right, a bunch of people who claim that, well, you can't criticize these people. You can't criticize Islam. It is the path of peace. Funny to me that it seems like every time they talk about these people of peace, the next things out of their mouth is Allahu Akbar, and they start opening fire on a bunch of French cartoonists with AK-47s. Charlie Hebdo, does no one remember? They shot a bunch of people over drawing cartoons. Does that sound peaceful to you? Sounds to me like a bunch of fucking backwards knuckle-dragging troglodytes decided that their way was the only way, and if anyone decided to have a joke at their expense, they were going to respond not with laughter, but bullets.
Yeah. My whole thing about it, man, is when did we start using like alternative words to words that don't need alternatives to?
Well, we've actually done this for a long while.
I
That's always
mean,
back to
in the sense of like trying to censor words like this, like gun or what have you.
oh yeah, like guns, suicide, murder, death, killed. I think a lot of it.
Because at that point, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, I think a lot of that stemmed from the point when YouTube tried to sanitize a lot of its user generated content. Well, actually, everything is user generated damn near on YouTube. When they were trying to make themselves seem more family friendly, more approachable and accessible to younger audiences. You saw especially this crop up when they brought in the child protection. I can't remember the name exactly of the legislation. COPPA. I remember that's the short term, or that's the abbreviation for it. The Childhood Online Protection Act, something like that.
You see this?
When they started making people. What is she doing?
She's sitting on the back of the chair. She's like biting the top of it. She's like really feisty right now.
She's gnawing it. See, that kind of instinct right there. She's gnawing on the leather of that chair.
That's not even leather.
Like, oh, okay, doesn't have to be leather. I thought it was, because that would say, tell me, she's tasting cow flesh. But no,
look at her head though.
Is she high?
I don't know.
Do you have catnip there in the house?
No.
Oh, then
None.
I don't know. Because the thing,
she's just naturally acting this way. I don't get it.
Kitty. I don't understand felines.
Tripping out.
They're cute and they're weird and funny as shit sometimes. You want to have amusement? Get a young cat, because they act like this, and it's kind of wonderful to see. Just messing with Lily.
Yeah, she's wild. So yeah, we were just talking about like the difference between zombies and infected to somehow going to Islam.
Yeah. Look, this is why being a little bit more freeform, I think, is amusing, and it's always enjoyable because we can just kind of bounce around from place to place.
Yeah. Well, I know I do got to bring this up at least, but yeah, Fish Tank Season 3. Oh my god.
I've only ever seen small snippets and clips from prior seasons. I understand the concept. The guy who runs it, what's his name again? Sam Hyde?
Yeah.
Okay. Who would agree to do this?
So I don't think they knew what they were getting into, though. Because right now,
No.
Sam Hyde is trolling these guys so hard in Season 3. He has led them to believe that they're on Hulu. I'm not bullshitting you. He's made them think that they're on Hulu with the show. And they believe it.
Do none of them have...
They don't have phones on them. They can't fact check it or nothing.
Press X to doubt.
But no,
Slam that
Texas speech hasn't even been started yet. Where they can insert text-to speech through the speakers around the house.
Okay.
So you got to pay a little bit of money, but you can put a message out on one of the speakers throughout the house and say whatever you want. You could say, so-and-so is stealing from your bag in what room. You could start shit.
So he's crowdsourcing. He's crowdsourcing complete drama.
Pretty much.
And possibly complete fuckery. Oh, man.
It gets worse at the end of it, though.
I would
progressively gets worse.
I would, if I had the spare cash, just to throw one in there, I would love to just do one where this is God. You are all fucking it up. What are you thinking? Quit jerking off on camera.
Oh, God. We're talking about Bert.
What the hell? What the absolute hell? You know you've got cameras on you 24/7.
He was fucking going at it, too.
I mean, look, I understand everyone has urges and needs, but you don't do that on plain view for the cameras. None of us wants to see that. No one, unless you've got a weird kink or fetish, no one wants to see that.
Yeah. Hold on a second there. Give me one moment.
That's pure insanity. And I should know, I'm the Grand Bishop of it. Per the title.
Hang on. Okay.
Now, what is the prize to be won by surviving this nonsense?
For right now, it is $5,000 at the moment.
To go through 6 weeks of having your entire life broadcast.
All right, so just listen for a second.
Okay, I'm going to turn on my
lawyer in Long Island. He pays me $1,000 to drive 2 hours from Jersey to Long Island to fuck him in the ass.
You heard that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. One more time for the people in the back.
But yeah, this got this one lawyer in Long Island. He pays me $1,000 to drive 2 hours from Jersey to Long Island to fuck him in the ass.
Okay. I don't know where to begin. First of all, if you're a lawyer on Long Island, I would think you have access to closer booty bandits to pay to come over and drill one into your hole.
$1,000 though.
For $1,000. That's I mean, that's a generous rate, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the
You're
site
you're. Oh my god.
These are all cameras you have access to throughout the house, and they're all live right now. Now
I
you can
don't.
get a season pass, and that has access to other rooms in the house that things could possibly happen in. Not like sexually, of course, but yeah.
I'm sorry, but why would you want to risk having someone's camera looking at you while you're taking a shit? No.
There's no bathroom camera that I know of, but last season they did
Oh,
have one.
thank Christ on a cracker, because there's no way for $5,000 I'm gonna live in a house with a bunch of fucking strangers, have my life broadcast at all times, and have somebody watching me take a shit. Not happening.
This group cuddle session.
And already crazy shit happened on day 3. I think crazy shit's happening every day. But
There's Spurt and Bert up on top there. Oh man,
Dude,
that's what they were calling him in the chat. Calling him
Spurt and Bert. That's fucking great. Let's go,
dude.
That's a guy whose bed sheets are probably impregnated.
When it comes down to though, I mean, I know like you said, you wouldn't never do that, but it is definitely worth the watch. At some points, shit gets pretty wild in there, man.
This
is only the first week.
Yeah, no. Because let's do the math on this really quick. Let me pull up because I'm not great with quick mental math. Let's take a look at this. So you're looking at possibly $5,000, and you have to be there for 6 weeks, right? So you're vying for a chance, not a guarantee, a chance of winning $833.33 per week for the time that you're there. I don't make much less than that, and I work a regular job. Okay?
Yeah.
So in exchange for completely laying barren your entire personal behavior pattern and personality to a whole bunch of people online who are, again, complete strangers, as well as
they
living
have
in the
like
present.
Around 8,000 to 9,000 people watching currently.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I'd love to have those kinds of viewership numbers for our show or any of my personal material, but I'm not willing to exchange that away, to trade that for someone peeking at my every moment of life. Not gonna happen.
Not only that, they also had Airsoft Fatty get naked at one point.
Who?
Airsoft Fatty.
I don't know these people.
Oh God. He's a big boy. He is from my state, unfortunately.
Hey,
hence
look,
the name Fatty.
In terms of being embarrassed by people from your state,
he was not embarrassed.
No, I'm saying you are embarrassed by him coming from your state. I think I've got you trumped on that one. Have you heard of Nick Rekieta?
I believe so.
Okay. I live in the state. I only live a couple hours away from that fucking clown show.
I mean,
so in terms of embarrassment,
Chris Chan.
Oh shit! Where is he from?
Oh, I forget.
Well, hopefully,
the motherfucker's real with him.
Oh God, yeah. Oh Lord, I know. I'm dreadfully aware of that.
Yeah.
Like your claim.
Did you ever see when the cops picked him up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've seen that. And actually, I saw that clip on another show here on YouTube, their clip channel is on YouTube. They stream primarily on Kick.
Yeah. Give me one second.
channel
I
known
actually
as-
want to show you this real quick. This was happening on season 1 right here.
All right.
Twister time. You ready to
Damn,
play out?
bud.
Twist. Boom! Mountain Dew? I didn't say you could have Mountain Dew. Who's getting Wendy's up in here? Well, except for what? Where's the ice cream? Where's the ice cream in this freaking joint? Huh? Hey, what's the big idea? Where's the ice cream in this joint? Huh? Hey, wise guy, what's the big idea? Where's the ice cream in this joint? Hey! Hey, wise guy, what's the big idea? Where's the ice cream in this joint? Hey, wise guy, what's the big idea? Where's the ice cream in this joint? Is that good? Yeah. I got the tape. Now you got the tape. Oh, I smell shit.
Did you just say I smell shit? Fuck.
Hold on.
That's just some unhinged Looney Tunes style behavior.
I love it though.
I kind of like it. Just the complete random nonsense. I can get behind that.
Just like hold on. Ready?
All day. We did it all day. But that's why my shoulders are so strong. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can bust this fridge in half. Yeah, I can flip the metal. I've broken metal fridges before.
Wait
That
for
one's
it.
kind of hard. Got a hard shell on it. It's not a bone. Like a GE bone shell.
Now, mind you, that is their only fridge you get food and stuff from in this house. He's actively destroying it. There was another part where they had a challenge and they had to separate 2 different grains of rice. And he poured these bags of rice. There was 2 different grains they had. And they had to separate and count them and put them back in their own piles. And he just dumped them on the floor and everywhere else. So not only that, he changes the lights into like a red light. He was doing anything to like interfere with them counting the grains of rice.
No.
It's like literal hell, dude.
Anyone who willingly subjects themselves to this, I guarantee, I can almost guarantee, they are hoping and praying that there is some kind of clout to be gained in the long term. Even if they're not going to win, they're not going to survive staying there and sticking it out 6 weeks. How many, I have to ask this, how many people on the show have tried to physically attack him?
Do you realize how big Sam Hyde is?
No idea.
He's a monster. He is a literal fucking monster, bro. Hold on a second. I gotta show you something.
Someone's self-control had to have snapped at some point.
Oh, it was getting bad at the end.
Because I don't care how big the opponent is. At a certain point, if you've got any amount of self-respect, you're going to lose control over your aggression instincts and say, motherfucker, you need to stop or die. Something has to happen to you right now. I don't care if I get pummeled in the process. You need to learn that people can't be treated this way. Like, why would you sign yourself up for this? What possible reward could be worth subjecting yourself to this kind of experience?
Hang on a second before I show that video here.
I
Look
can't
at him.
personally understand. Okay. And?
He is a fucking monster, dude. He actually boxes.
Fine.
He trains a lot.
You can still snap someone's ankle with 5 pounds of applied pressure.
I wouldn't try it with him, dude. You might do that. Maybe you succeed, maybe you don't. But if you don't, man, you're in a world of hurt.
It'd be worth it just to get the fuck out of that house.
Well,
I'm
no,
sorry.
they can leave at any point they want. They choose to
Well,
endure
yeah.
that to get their prize, but
that prize, like I said, that's not worth it. Financially, it's not worth it.
well, there was more money on the table for this. I'm pretty sure there's a real prize, but he's told them 5,000.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, people think that's all they're going to get is $833.33 per week if you survive, if you can tolerate this kind of existence for 6 weeks. No, thank you.
Not to mention, out of the first season, they were even extending it like another 2 weeks.
Oh, good God, no.
Yeah. But I could bust this bad boy up.
I believe you.
Yeah, man.
You should.
Oh, well. I got bust this bitch up. Oh, I'll do that. I'll fix it later. I'll break it more later. Yeah.
What motivated him to set
So who do you
this
think's
up?
gonna be the first to go?
A lot of things actually, but mainly
Like, I'm curious.
there was a lot of things that kind of played into this. Not to mention the fact that another YouTuber tried to do a hit piece on him, like documentary style, but he did a kind of like a what am I trying to say here? Kind of like a counter documentary to that documentary. And it was nothing but trolling the other person trying to do the hit piece.
Because you know what this kind of puts me in mind of, or reminds me of a little bit?
What's that?
It makes me think a little bit of the old show, The Real World. You know? Which was a complete misnomer because it was about as staged and set up as you could get. But that kind of...
This is not staged by any means.
No, that's what I mean. Like, that, The Real World and Road Rules, that shit was all staged and scripted.
Yeah.
And pretty heavily not reality TV. I'm curious if perhaps part of the thought process was, I understand that shit was all staged, like from Sam Hyde's perspective. Why not actually do it? Why not put these people in a situation where they are living with each other and they are facing the human drama of conflict and living in close quarters and constantly being monitored and watched?
Not only that, the TTS messages through the speakers of people donating to turn people against each other.
Right. Like, let's just go balls to the wall and make it as completely
and they don't censor anything either. There's every kind of word, comment that you can think of that they're throwing at these people. I mean everything. They don't hold back. It's pretty brutal.
Almost makes me wish I had enough money to throw a line in there.
In Boston. Used to train on the cabinets a lot. Yeah. Oh shit. Oopsie. We are gonna bust up a whole room full of cabinets. Oh shit, sorry guys, sorry.
No,
did not know that was in here. Okay. I'll get someone to clean that up.
Did you fuck up the oven, Max?
No, I'm not gonna fuck anything up here on purpose.
Yeah, shit got pretty wild, man.
There's
a one point he came in with a weed whip. He started weed whipping everything in the house.
I have to wonder how expensive the insurance is for him to carry on this project.
Oh, dude, it was actually getting to a point they couldn't keep up, even with the money they were making through the show.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would, because you've got guaranteed someone is going to file a lawsuit, or he's going to be found in violation of some kind of. Dear Lord.
Whoops.
Oh, jeez. Shit.
Oh, there's that. Okay.
How long will the parental neglect continue? Wake up.
Yeah, dude.
That's just, I mean, for bizarrery, I suppose.
Here's something, fake lady. You learn to use potty like a big girl, okay? And stop throwing your diss on people's shit.
Maybe stop throwing up on people, Chris. Maybe chill out a little bit. You seem kind of on edge. You better chill out.
Just wait.
I'm close to the edge.
Fucking hell.
He fell live on that fifth step.
Hold on. There was a better shot of that. Oh, man. Just how he falls, dude.
Raping my ear. Graping my ear. Jesus. We're past the half-hour mark. Fuck it. What the fuck?
Dude. It's so bad. There were a lot of crazy moments in that shit, dude. Like,
yikes.
Like, watching the beginning of Fish Tank and then watching to the very end, just seeing the house as good and nice and clean as it was, all the way down to the end of absolute disarray and chaos is night and day, dude. Couches flipped over, wallpaper torn. I mean, there was a hole in the wall, and they took a 2x4 and just screwed it over the hole in the wall and said fixed on the board.
Now, I'm almost afraid to ask, who caused the damage?
I believe it was John. He kicked a hole in the wall, and he put his foot over acting like it didn't happen. Oh yeah, then they had Don Terrius show up, and he apparently jerked his chicken and then smoked crack, and then they kicked him off the show.
So hold on. The guy who runs this program
Yeah.
comes in and destroys the cabinets, wrecks all kinds of furniture and glassware and dishware with a weed whip.
Yep.
Beats the shit out of their only container for foodstuffs. And all of that is fine.
Yep. They still have to live around that.
Right. But they throw off a guy who uses drugs.
Yep.
Now, is this one of those things where they vote to throw people out?
Well, it's usually challenge based, like when somebody fails a challenge.
Okay.
Because like the one was like with the rice grains and them separating them. Then there was another one that was like a hood off prank where who could like be the most hood. Okay. And then there was another one where they had the fucking the babies from like high school, like the class babies, like the ones that whine and stuff with the key.
Yep.
Yeah. They had to do the Planned Parenthood challenge.
So did this guy smoke crack as part of a challenge, or was he just a crackhead?
He was a freeloader. They bring in freeloaders that aren't fish. They're not contestants. They're just there.
Okay.
So they're like special guests in a way.
This guy just came in and smoked crack after jerking off.
Dude, then not only that, they're walking by like one of the rooms and that Don Terrius was in, and they could hear him beating it in the room. And then like eventually they had to turn the camera off, but like then they caught him smoking crack through a pipe. And they're like, yeah, I'm sorry, you gotta, we can't have this.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, this is another thing that Sam Hyde did right here. I believe he was Jebediah Goldstriker.
Oh, shit.
These are their beds, by the way. But watch what he's doing.
Didn't work that good. Now that's how you build yourself a bed. Right there. Now that's a quality bed. Oh. Now that bed didn't hold up so good. Damn.
Oh my God.
Neither of these beds are made of quality materials. Where'd they get these beds? They must be made in China. Can you get a torch later?
Downstairs?
Yeah. Also panic. Make sure you panic as much as possible. Oh, shit. That was real. Whoopsie. Thought it was real. Whoopsie doodles. Thought it was a real stump. Now I'm stumped. Now I'm the one who's stumped. Whoopsie. They're making stuff out of fake material. At least that's solid. What's that, a Minecraft jade cube? Yeah, I thought so. If she doesn't get back here in 0.9 seconds, I'm gonna blow my top. Know what I mean, door? Oh, shit. Adjusting for cowboy boots. Warning. Less traction. Warning. Traction. EXE has stopped working. Warning. Door much? Warning. Summer. Come in and play.
You guys better not fuck up.
Now, mind you, season 2, they had some really unhinged people that they picked out for the show. I'm talking unhinged as can be.
Well, when your host is this fella, I'd say you have to match the contestants with the host.
Check out Hobo Joe 421. Thank you. Big Smitty, thank you for the recommendations out here. Free Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing I can really say. I mean, it takes all kinds, I suppose.
Yeah. I couldn't do it personally.
Nope.
I like watching it, though, but I could not do it.
Well, there's a certain degree of schadenfreude, I'm sure, for some of it. It's like, okay, you people are clearly not pleasant people in your real day-to-day lives. I'm sure there's an element of that goes into it, because you get to see these people unfiltered.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure there's a few of them who are absolute dirtbags that deserve the kind of headache and nonsense they're going to get living in this environment. But who in their right mind, now that they've seen a couple of seasons of this program, is going to sign themselves up to be a contestant on it?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this, especially, like, not only is it not for me, but, like, there's some shit, man, even, like, watching it, I don't know if I can handle watching. Like, some of the parts in this show get gross. Involving fluids and what have you. But, yeah.
Not for me, thanks.
There's moments in there, though, that, you know, are sprinkled in that you're like, you know, you'll be like laughing as like hard as can be, but then there's times where you're like almost in a complete and utter dry heaving fit.
Like the weed whip in the kitchen thing. I'm sorry.
That shit was hilarious.
That was fucking hilarious. It was funny. It's just nonsense out of nowhere. Just, what am I watching? Just it's absurd. Absurdity is wonderful. I love absurdity.
Well, they had a weirdo from China there at one point named Simmons. He was one of the contestants in season 1, and Sam Hyde exposed him because people that were watching the show were doing a little bit of digging on Simmons.
Was this the guy who was a pederast?
He was a camp counselor.
Yeah.
And he had written a book.
Was the PDF file.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about how, you know, camp counselors, basically, there's a right way to getting with them, is how he phrased it.
Yeah, he's a candidate for feet first into the wood chipper.
Yeah, he was a fucking weirdo. And the way Sam Hyde handled it was beautiful.
How did he? You know, that's one thing I don't know is how he. I mean, they kicked the guy off, I assume.
Yeah, they kicked him off.
Okay.
Hang on.
Yeah, because there's certain and I've gotten flack for this. I've gotten pushback for this from friends and colleagues, especially in places like even on Substack, where I've told people, look, I am very much pro say what you think, say what you feel, but there are boundaries of behavior that I simply do not accept. And that is a hard line.
At the top right here, the guy that's in all black with the rainbow colored baby here. The one that I have the mouse cursor over. I don't know if you could see that, but
I see it.
This is the person that had the book that was written. And they also had some Instagram photos of like what looked like kids' legs.
Ugh.
So, yeah.
Trebuchet.
Well, I got some reading I could do. If you want to hear some reading.
Is it Simmons' book?
No.
Yeah, that was another thing. The TTS, people were putting in the TTS like they're taking excerpts from the book and reading them out to the people here through TTS.
Okay.
I just keep excerpts. I keep excerpts of books that I like on my phone. I'm not a freak. All right. I mean, this is something I saved as an inspired quote. There was a counselor who worked for a camp for decades. Everybody loves him, but he got fired because he offered drinks to underage girls and allegedly raped her. Here's how to do it the right way. And I don't know, what is the right way? What's the, how does that go? You don't know either?
It was a while ago. Yeah.
It was a while ago, though. What? That's how you respond to that shit? Yeah.
Okay. Sexual harassment warning, like every culture, they're accustomed when you hit on boys and girls. So does camp counselors who work at camp nowadays. Are most kids from all over the world. Of course, they would expect a romantic experience. You got to do it the right way or you might get fired. What's that referring to? What does that mean? That struck my curiosity. That piqued my interest. It made me wonder. Questions cropped up in my mind. What could this be referring to?
Pause it. I gotta hit the bathroom again, Rosewick. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna quickly say, I am not going to explain exactly what I would like to see done to this person because it absolutely violates the YouTube terms of service and community guidelines. I made a joke about a wood chipper a couple minutes ago. A wood chipper is too quick and easy an escape for this individual.
I agree. Yeah, Simmons is a fucking creep.
All right, proceed, brother.
What's this picture of this 11-year-old? It says into long legs. That made me go.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm like, what the fuck's in arms?
Okay.
Why is it funny, bro?
Sylvia, did you see that picture?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
Some weird ass shit.
For counselors, be nice, be polite, be the big brother of everybody else. Be a bit naughty.
Yeah, apparently she got sick.
This is actually like hell.
Okay. Yeah.
Hell.
Oh, man. Well, Simmons, allow me to say something that you'll understand in your language. Wo yao ba ni ti chu ji mu. Translation: I'm kicking you off the show. Effective immediately, we'll be walking you out, taking you to a bus station in Fall River, and saying goodbye. You have 1.5 minutes to get your shit.
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Can I say send off something?
Yes, please do. You can put the baby down, also, Simmons.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pass by the whole send off song because it's pretty cringe.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah. By the way, those are the sharks. They tend to mess with the other fish. They'll, do a lot of mischievous things to cause disruption, interference, and whatnot. Just so you're aware, in case you're like, what the fuck are those guys with the rigs and stuff? That was like their, yeah.
I figured they were just, okay, I thought they were just there basically to film and to get
they are that too.
Supplementary material.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You know what's funny is I actually went to Comic-Con, I want to say, yeah, it was in May. I went to Comic-Con, and it was like right around the time this was a thing going on, and I actually seen somebody dressed up as the sharks there. It was actually pretty cool.
It would have been great if Sam had
a
sandwich board made.
Tough
the words
break,
"I'm
huh,
a pedophile" just to make this guy wear
Sorry,
the bus.
I had to do that to you.
Yeah.
It's a tough break there. Jeez Louise. Oh. Well, I guess the career in entertainment's going to have to be rebooted elsewhere. Maybe as a VTuber.
He's like trolling him
Make
at this
bucks,
point.
You know? Maybe make a few bucks on VTuber. That's an idea. It's all good. You'll bounce back. Do some League of Legends. Do a few VTubes. You know? Ah, now was right. I knew you'd bounce back. You're a resilient guy. You're going to the top. As a matter of fact, I think you're going to the top. I'm just going to say it. You got a twinkle in your eye. I know you're going places. You're going to the top. Yeah.
Needless to say, he didn't go to the top. He was going to the bottom.
He's trolling this guy in real time, and it's fucking wonderful.
Up there. Big time. Has been celebrity much? Hollywood, USA status? A-list? Well, you're definitely going to be a millionaire. Not a homeless guy. Well, that's our show. That's the end of the show. We're heading home to Fall River bus station. Uber's gonna take you. Fall River's gonna shake you. Yeah, go ahead. We're going to Fall River to get the bus. We're going on a bus trip to nowhere. We're not going anywhere in particular. We're just going to Fall River in an Uber. Got no money to spend. Only fish bucks, and they don't take us away.
Not even a flight, bro. It's a bus.
Just get this door warmed up for me. Oh, get those hinges heated up. Get those hinges ready. Boom. Open. Close. Open. Close. Eviction status incomplete. Eviction in progress. Door. Closing. Opening. Practice.
Okay, you know,
Now I'm ready.
first I was a little annoyed with this guy, but I'm kind of digging the energy right now.
I know, right?
Like he's off the edge of the absurd into just being absurd all the time.
Uh-huh.
I can actually appreciate that. Like, this isn't a bit for him. This is how he is.
It's exactly how he is.
I'm actually fascinated.
Take out the trash. Simmons, you're a liability. Oh no. You're a legal problem. I don't know. You. Oh no. Make sure he makes it to the nearest bus stop. Oh no. Shut the fuck up.
He said, "Shut the fuck up."
Was the guy crying, "I don't want to go"?
Yes, he was. I don't know why, but he was.
I'm pretty sure the kids who he probably diddled didn't want to go down that particular fucking road in life either.
Right.
How does it feel to not get what you want? Fucking scum.
Mm-hmm.
Sidebar. Curious observation. Something that Sam Hyde said kind of flippantly there, but curiously seems to be tracking in a lot of different places on YouTube.
Oh, it's everywhere, dude.
Why does it seem that the vast majority of these VTubers are fucking perverts and scumbags?
Yep. Yeah, there's
What
a
is
lot
the
of dark energy and aura to them.
What is the deal there? And I ask because I enjoy anime. I really have always enjoyed the art form, particularly hand-drawn animation.
I'm an anime fan as well, manga fan even. I'm not like
So
a
why?
hardcore one, but I do enjoy it from time to time.
So why do all of these creeps and pedos end up being or choosing anime-style characters for their VTuber avatars? It's disturbing.
Yeah, to me it always seems like anybody who's got like an anime profile picture, they're either a very hardcore liberal or they're a big time creep.
Right.
It's not all of them, but it's a lot of them.
Right. There doesn't seem to be much middle ground. I can name off the top of my head one who does not seem to be in either of those camps. And it's a character who calls herself Kershey. And she actually does a lot of deep diving into DEI and bridge and that kind of nonsense and exposing it. And a little bit another character who calls herself Smug Alana.
It's also the furries too, man.
Oh God, oh Lord. That's a whole other subset of degenerates that holy shit.
Yeah.
I never in my younger days thought that someone could go that far off the end of they don't just enjoy animated cartoon animal characters. They really enjoy them. Oh.
Well, it doesn't even stop there. It even goes as far as like VR chat and whatnot. Like, I don't know if you know about VR chat, but like the whole VR thing.
I've seen a couple of videos that were a little weird.
There's some good, funny stuff in VR chat, but there's a lot of people lately that have been going in and deep, like diving with VR chat and finding a lot of creeps on there.
Well, the one that I watched was was fairly amusing. It was a guy who had made his VR avatar character to look a lot like Peter Griffin, and the guy did an impersonation of the voice. It was goddamn near 100% spot on. It was fantastic. It was just like riffing lines and references from the show. It was really well put together. But yeah, I can see people going into unpleasant territory with that easily.
Yeah.
Given enough time and inclination, these fucking cretins and weirdos will infect everything. They try to. But anywho, brother, I'm going to have to wrap it here pretty soon.
Yeah. I'm actually really tired. I was going to ask you, though, before we do wrap it, I know you've been watching a little bit of From. How far have you gotten?
I've gotten through the first 2 episodes.
Man, you got to keep watching. Where are you at season 3?
I know I have to keep watching. I need to get caught up.
Episode 7 this weekend for season 3.
I'm really digging what I've seen thus far. I gotta get more into it.
It gets good.
I have so much other shit that I'm reading and watching and trying to just keep organized.
Hell House is another one you're gonna have to watch.
What is
Hell House?
Yeah, I gotta watch
4 movies that are out.
I gotta watch that for the deep dive for next week.
But Lineage is supposed to come out next year, right around this time, which will be the 5th film.
Oh, okay.
For Hell House. Although I do it, yeah, it's now a series. But I mean, although I do enjoy them all, but I think the first movie is still the best one.
That tends to be how a lot of those film series franchises go. It's the first
still,
one's really like
it's pretty good. If you really crave like paranormal horror, and especially found footage films like I do, I fucking love found footage of any kind.
Yeah.
It's just the survival element of it. Like you're in the point of view of the person that's being portrayed. And I really love that because it puts you in the shoes and the eyes of that person. And then it makes you think, well, you should do this. You should do that. I would have done this. Oh, what are you going to do? Like, it kind of brings out that survival element. That's what I like about movies like found footage. But definitely Hell House for sure. From's obviously not found footage, but a very, very good show. What did you think of the first 2 episodes, though?
I find it, for one, I really appreciate the inexplicable of it. Because thus far there hasn't really been any hint, any indication of what caused all this.
Right.
And this is something that a lot of people, not like quote unquote the modern audience, does not care for, but I absolutely love. It stems from the tradition of cosmic horror, wherein you don't get an explanation. That's part of what makes it what it is. That's part of the genre. It's a key element, and people talk about, oh, that's a tired trope. The only reason something becomes a trope is because it's effective. In order for something to become a classical mechanism, a tradition, it has to stand the test of time and prove itself a competent and capable mechanism of conveying a tale, conveying a story. That's how something becomes a trope, is it's strong enough to stand the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
And in that tradition, that almost Lovecraftian tradition, although even he took it up from previous works, when you don't have an explanation, your mind is allowed to race with infinite possibilities. And that's the worst kind of dread, is you just can't nail it down.
Fear of not knowing.
Yes. the
Yep.
second type of fear of the unknown.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
It plays very well for sure. Yeah, that's my biggest thing is like even for how far I'm into the show, I still don't know nothing because it keeps going. You think you're getting somewhere, but then it hits you with like 20 other curveballs, and it's like, wait a minute, but wait, what? Hold on, where are we going with this?
It allows for greater hypotheses too.
Uh-huh.
And this is part of one of the elements that makes those kinds of stories resonate with an audience like you and I is we have a tremendous amount of enjoyment in trying to theorize or hypothesize about various possible explanations. That's what makes a story like that stick with you on the long term and over a span of time, is when you feel like you're engaged not only as a passive uh, recipient of the narrative, but you can engage with it by contemplating the various extrapolations based on what bit of information you do get. This is something that unfortunately has been dominated by a lot of kind of fringy, lefty, progressive weirdos. The concept of interpretation. Interpretation does not have a left or right bias, at least it's not supposed to. The
Right.
best use of the tool set of Roland Barthes' Death of the Author and interpretation as a tool set is not supposed to have a sociopolitical or ideological basis or bias. It's supposed to be there in order to allow you to engage more deeply with the material and to reflect upon what it says about you as a person and your perspective worldview, as well as potentially hypothesize on the worldview and messaging of the original author of the material, because you don't know. It's not clarified. That makes it immensely enjoyable, at least to a guy like me.
Does to me. I mean, especially with something like the back rooms, there's still a lot of things we don't know about.
Nope.
And I enjoy that.
Yeah, because you can gather a community of people who are taking enjoyment from discussing the possibilities,
Right.
which is a callback to the campfire story, to mythology. It harkens back to our collective human instinct to gather together and exchange information and stories that touch upon us from a spiritual or even just a purely intellectual standpoint. And I wouldn't trade that for anything.
No. Absolutely. I mean, it's just the fear of unknown and just like the way From does it is, even though, like I said before, you think you're getting somewhere, you think you're starting to understand, but like I said, the curveballs, they still keep coming. And I'm not going to spoil nothing because for how far even I've gotten into it, I'm like, whoa, each episode. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a couple filler episodes. I'm like, all right, come on, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
But what show
You're
doesn't
gonna
have that?
Right. You're going to have that with pretty much any production that goes more than 2 seasons. You're going to have a little bit of filler.
Not only that though, I also like the theme to the show too. It's the one theme
Yeah,
I don't like skipping. I actually listen to it all the way
the
through.
opening theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only been one other show that I have watched on streaming that I never skipped the opening sequence, and that was True Detective season 1.
Yep. Same here,
Fucking
dude.
love that.
True
And
Detective, man. Great show.
what happened? What happened after season 1? Because I tried watching season 2. I got 2 episodes in, and I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Well, from what I know, season 2 is supposed to be like another whole story, but then there was a season 3, and then I heard there was a season that came out, and it brought back Russell Crowe and Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
That was a good duo. I don't care what anybody says. That was the greatest fucking duo.
Brilliant. Brilliantly done.
Yep.
I have my qualms with Matthew McConaughey sometimes.
Right.
But holy fuck, he is
His
amazing.
character, man, as Russell Crowe was great.
Oh, Russ Cole.
Was it Cole? That was Crowe.
Cole.
But yeah.
No, it's Cole.
Right.
Fucking brilliant.
Yep.
Fucking brilliant. Anyhow,
yeah. Not only that, though. I mean, I'm gonna wrap this up here, but like even like how he dives his mind into things, you know, Woody Harrelson's character would be like, "Shut the fuck up," but I actually liked hearing what he had to say.
Yeah.
Because it really tied into things that were going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it had a certain resemblance to it. Like,
if you're familiar at all with the mythology behind the Yellow King or the King in Yellow,
I'm not.
Oh, brother. Oh, there is so much weird kind of on the edge of sanity mythology tied to this entity. You really should do a little bit of exploration into that lore.
You said that's something I meant to write down. What was it?
The King in Yellow, or the Yellow King. Yes. You'll find him mentioned quite a bit in Lovecraftian mythology, though the character came before Lovecraft. There is a lot of deep, weird mythology tied to this creature, this entity. It'll oftentimes put you in mind. I think a good a frame of reference for you would be to the Elder Ones from Bloodborne.
The Elder Ones. Now I'm drawing a blank.
The Elder Gods. The Elder Gods from Bloodborne, from there are some ties to Elden Ring.
The Great Ones?
The Great Ones, the Great Old Ones, yes.
Yeah. I remember fighting the one.
There's even a reference to the King in Yellow in, I think it was Fallout 3.
My fucking, my kitten, Lily here, I was just kind of sitting here. I don't know if you see my earbud fall, but she literally jumped up and crawled on my shorts, like, and crawled her way up to my lap. So,
hi there, Lily.
Yep, I think she's telling Daddy, "Hey, you need to go to bed."
All right, brother. You catch some rest, man. Lily Kitty is gonna cuddle with Papa.
Yep. She's telling me to go to bed. She knows I've been.
All right, brother. Well,
yeah.
Friday. I'm gonna get watching the Hell House films so that we can do a deep dive into those next Wednesday.
I mean, we could even, you know, like take the movie and like put it up on screen and kind of like pick at it for reference.
Not necessarily a bad idea.
They're all three on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we can get away with it, let's do it that way.
Well, the reason why I said, you know, do it the way I was, like the way I just brought it up, that way, like, we're not like fully watching the movie, but you know, we'll use, you know, things as reference.
Right, we can have commentary. This is why I kind of want to watch them ahead of time so that.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. Get your own perspective.
So that we can pause to interject and be like, here's what I thought the first time I was watching it.
Right.
Does it seem like I'm on pace with a decent point, or am I completely off base?
Right.
And I'll keep notes. You know me. I enjoy my notes.
I might need to do the same, rewatch them, because I really do enjoy them.
Because here's one thing I've been kind of holding this at bay. This was something that, all right. Got it right here. Where did I start? Oh, here's where I started. All right. This is just a standard little, you know, like 100-page pocket notebook. From here, from this starting point, through the remainder of this little fucking notebook, so all but about 13 pages is just notes that I jotted down when I first started watching the Fallout show for us, for our deep dive. I take a lot of notes when I want to do a deep analysis on shit.
Right.
I get a little obsessive and weird. But that's what gives us a good, proper deep dive.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. From your Grand Bishop of Insanity, I say thank you.
As always, your host, Cortex. I also say thank you to anybody who watches, even in the replay. And until then, we will see you Friday. Probably be another Culling of the Nerd, because we didn't really have much to go on today. But we're going to try to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll also have at least some of the early impressions of Failguard to talk about. Friday.
Boy. Yeah, Failguard. Oh yeah, and I also need to bring up No More Room in Hell 2. That's another thing I need to bring up.
Okay.
I have gameplay of it, and it wasn't good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It wasn't good in the caliber of Refund.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. On that note, we are out of here. Peace out. Much love. We're out of here.
Cheers. All right, brother. If you can hear me, I'm going to go ahead and stop off.